All right, welcome into the 49ers Report live here on Chat Sports. Chase Sr. here with you. Our live show coming off this awesome win against the Los Angeles Rams, presented by True Classic Tees. 25% off if you head to trueclassictees.com/chat. Use the promo code chat for that deal to apply. I'm rocking one of the polos right now. Their t-shirt packs are also really nice, and they have a bunch of different products from jeans to shorts. Add to your wardrobe today. Look good in the process. TrueClassicTees.com/chat. So a huge win last night on Monday Night Football over the Los Angeles Rams. And if you're pumped up about that victory, I just want you to type Beat LA in the comment section. We were beating the Lamb last night during our watch party. 90,000 people joining us all throughout the night. It was a blast. Appreciate everybody for making the 49ers Report a part of their night, and for you today making the 49ers Report a part of your day. So let's get it going. Beat LA. Beat LA. Let us know what you're feeling, how you're feeling following that big dub. Draco is here, Mike Concho, Mamba Legend, Gaming with Nate. I love horror movies, Stephen David, Evan Banyan, SIC, Ray Sanchez. Ray, I saw that super thanks during our post-game show. I actually have a custom graphic for you to show you here in just a couple of minutes. So stay tuned for that. I do appreciate that donation. BK from the Bay, DHA Dukes, Mike Honcho, David Herrera. For everybody who's hanging out with us, we have an absolutely loaded show coming your way on the San Francisco 49ers Report with so much to discuss. Are the Niners back? Some really eye-popping defensive stats that we need to take a look at as well. Moving forward in our audience build-up as people continue to get that notification, the MVP of Monday Night Football was who? Was it Talanoa Hufanga with that pick six? Was it Nick Bosa, who had an astounding 14 pressures against Matthew Stafford? The 49ers as a team, they were getting after Stafford all throughout the day. And throughout the last three games, San Francisco has given up a grand total of one touchdown throughout the last three games. It's crazy how well they are playing right now. BK from the Bay, Stafford goes down. I was saying that a lot during the watch party last night. Evan saying Troy Polamalu Jr. I know exactly what you're saying. Mamba Legend 24 saying Nick Bosa, Rick Neers, Bosa, Debo from Mark Sorensen, producer Trizzy in my ear. What'd you say? They released Willie Snead. They elevated him to the active roster, then they released him. Interesting stuff right there. Draco saying Talanoa Hufanga. Yeah, there are a lot of people who can go down as an MVP from yesterday's game. I honestly thought the offensive line played pretty well as I put that fan on here. The defensive line was getting after Stafford all throughout the day. Just complete dominance along the trenches for San Francisco. With that victory, to even up the record at 2-2 on the year, are we proclaiming the Niners to be back? Is this a team now that we think that when they get everything together, when they get some more reps offensively, given how good the defense is playing, that they can be a contender in the NFC? Honestly, you match them up against the Philadelphia Eagles, the Green Bay Packers, some of the top teams in the NFC. I do think that the Niners belong in that conversation, but really some of those teams have plus quarterbacks and elite quarterbacks. Where the Niners kind of fall downward, they have a middle-tier quarterback. But are the Niners back? Y for yes, N for no. Also, our poll question for our live show, it's the same one. 87% saying yes, 13% saying no. Whether you say yes or no, you can join the conversation in one of our two mailbags coming your way during our live show. David Herrera, yes, yes, yes. Rick Neers, they're on the fence right now. David, yes. David Blanco, yes, sir. Gaming with Nate, we on top of the NFC. Their roster is as good as any roster in the NFL. Stephen David, one game isn't a season, no, but it's about how they looked in all four, and I think in all four they've looked pretty damn good. Two mailbags, as I said, coming your way on the San Francisco 49ers Report live here on Chat Sports. Chase Sr. here with you. Producer Trizzy Trace on the ones and twos. Abby hanging out as well, and all of the faithful. So if you want to join the conversation, sound off. Let's chop it up during one of our two mailbags, which is coming up around the corner. Then the other one after that, hashtag 49ers, or better yet, Super Chat to get featured on the show. Speaking of Super Chats, donations, super thanks, my guy, Ray. Everybody clap it up for Ray. Ray. Thank you for your $50 super thanks on our postgame show. So Ray watched the postgame show. Greatly appreciate that, my guy. And he sent in a $50 super thanks because I was saying during our live show that if we got another 50 piece to get to $1,000 in super chats, I'd shotgun a beer, which I ended up doing. Ray sent in a $50 super thanks. He thought that we were live, and he said, "You didn't take that chug. What's going on?" So, Ray, we got you, and last night we got to $1,000 in super chats, and I did do another shotty. So, thank you for that, my guy. I know you're a loyal viewer of the San Francisco 49ers Report. He said, "Yes, sir. Hope you understand. I think you do, and that's why you're an OG." If you're ready to start the show, 100 people watching live. The audience going to continue to grow all throughout the afternoon. Hit that thumbs up icon, folks, and like the video. We're at 28 likes right now. Can we get to 50 before we start the show? Can we get to 75 before we start the show? Smash that thumbs up icon, Niners country. Let's mine. Lisa Reed, Cornelius Griffin also in the chat. They're hanging out as well. Here's what we have coming your way. Up to 36 likes. Continue to smash that thumbs up icon. What a win against the Los Angeles Rams. Do want to take a look at some astounding defensive numbers for San Francisco. DeMeco Ryans, he ain't going to be here that long. He is going to be a head coach next year and get paid a lot of money to do so. We'll get to the latest Niners happenings with this football team, and then 2 mailbags. Hashtag 49ers. You want to send in a super chat, you can do that as well. 5 likes away from 50, and then we'll start the show. We got to get to at least 100 likes by the end of the program, and I think we're going to be able to do that. Broderick Holdman, you the man. That's Cap. Why? Because you're the man. Chualor getting that question in. BK from the Bay also getting that mailbag question in. Andrea Durant, let's go Ray. Let's go Ray. Let's go Ray. Let's go Ray. No other Niners YouTube channel shows love to the homies like we do, and we do appreciate all of the support. That's why they hired me. That's why we hired Trace. That's why we hired Abby, because your donations, you subscribing, you commenting, liking the video, sending in a super thanks, sending in a super chat, it allows us to grow our staff as we continue to take over the digital media sports space. George Peterson. George. Appreciate that $5 super chat. Everybody type GP in the comments section. Draco getting that question in as well. GP. Draco. I see ya. Rick Neers. I see you as well. Mamba Legend. Gaming with Nate. David Herrera. Cornelius Griffin. I'm ready to start the show, so I'm going to put in a bunch of LFGs. I don't know what the YouTube link I just put in there was. I think it's a link to this show. Here we go. LFG. I'm a little hungover from yesterday. LFG. Let's go. All right. We're at 55 likes. George, thank you for that $5 super chat. 108 people watching live. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Lock us in. We're only getting started, so without further ado, let's get the damn show started and talk some Niners football right now. It's a Victory Tuesday here on the San Francisco 49ers Report. Chase Sr. here with you. Today's show presented by True Classic Tees. 25% off your order if you use the promo code CHAT when you head to trueclassictees.com/chat. They have everything to add to your wardrobe so that you can look good, feel good, perform better, and also highlight your best attributes. We're talking golf polos, regular shirts, shorts, as well as jeans. Use that link. We'll put it in the comment section and the description of this video. So coming your way on the show, couple of talking points that I want to get to here on the 49ers Report. Is San Francisco back after evening up that record at 2-2? Honestly, they should be 4-0 on the year. In the grand scheme of things, throughout 4 games, we've seen a lot of highs with this football team and, of course, some lows. But can they be one of the better teams in the NFC? We're going to explore it. Nick Bosa, after that performance last night, with what he's done throughout his NFL career, just wow. Some eye-popping numbers that we certainly have to take a look at. Could Talanoa Hufanga be an all-pro safety? According to Pro Football Focus, he is the highest-graded safety in the NFL. And then we're going to do some all-22 breakdowns, take a look at some film, at some of the big plays in this football game. Stay tuned for that. Really excited for it. We'll see how the Deebo Samuel touchdown happened and how the pick 6 from Talanoa Hufanga happened as well. First, though, if you're stoked about this dominance over the Los Angeles Rams, 7 wins in a row in the regular season. Kyle Shanahan continues to be Sean McVay's daddy, and this is a rivalry that has pretty much been one-sided. I want you to hit that thumbs up icon and like the video, because what San Francisco has been able to do against the Rams, very, very impressive. So let's officially begin with this. By the numbers, San Francisco, winners of 7 consecutive games in the regular season against the Los Angeles Rams, and Kyle Shanahan, against his former protege, has now won 7 of 8 matchups against a guy who a lot of people credit to be the young and creative mastermind in the National Football League. But really, I think San Francisco matches up phenomenally with the Los Angeles Rams. They don't want that smoke when it comes to physicality, and that was once again evidenced by the 49ers' defensive performance last night. Really marvelous on all fronts. Matthew Stafford dropped back to throw 48 times in this game. They could not punch the ball into the end zone, and led by defensive coordinator DeMeco Ryans, the Niners able to generate 36 total pressures on 48 dropbacks. Folks, that is almost unheard of. DeMeco Ryans also brought the heat a lot, as we discussed during our watch party, dialing up 14 blitzes throughout the evening, generating 7 sacks. And in the last 3 games total, this defense has given up a grand total of 1 touchdown. Pressures generated. It was certainly generous to see a plethora of Niners chipping in and making it a long night for the Rams offense and Matthew Stafford. Bosa led the charge with 14 pressures. Charles Omenihu tallied 5. Samson Ebukam with 4. Dre Greenlaw, Hassan Ridgeway both had 3. Fred Warner from the linebacker spot 2. Kevin Givens continues to be really underrated at defensive tackle. Niners didn't miss Javon Kinlaw at all last night. He had 2 pressures. Drake Jackson, Diamador Lenore, and Emmanuel Mosley also had 1. And what's interesting here, you have defensive linemen, you have linebackers, you have DBs, and you have safeties who are all contributing to this dominant Niners defensive effort. And Nick Bosa legitimately is entering the conversation of being Defensive Player of the Year in the NFL. 14 single pressures in a game is downright filthy, and this guy, throughout his career, throw away that ACL year, continues to be an absolute game wrecker. He's number 1 in the NFL in sacks. He's number 1 in pressures generated, and we're talking about a very unique and one-of-one talent when it comes down to the Bear, Nick Bosa. Still so much left to get to here on the show. Continue to hit that thumbs up icon and like the video. First, though, want to tell you about today's presenting sponsor, True Classic Tees, because what they do really is phenomenal, and we're really excited to have them on board as an awesome sponsor here on the 49ers Report. Almost all men's t-shirts are designed to look good on a certain body type. You think, okay, skinny models with 6-packs, but most of us aren't packing anything but a few beers like we were taking down during the watch party last night, and there's nothing wrong with that. My homies out there, my dudes, it's simple. You are wearing the wrong clothes. True Classic Tees, they taper off toward the bottom of the shirt, but they fit tighter around the chest as well as the arms. And they don't only have t-shirts like this. They have polos like the one that I'm rocking for you to fully complete your wardrobe. One more time, it's trueclassictees.com/chat. Promo code chat for that deal to apply. So we continue this conversation with Bosa, and we just marvel at his performance last night against Los Angeles. He continues to play really well against LA. 2 sacks, 2 tackles for loss, 5 quarterback hits on Matthew Stafford, and 14 pressures. And here's where he ranks among all defensive players in the NFL. His 6 sacks atop the National Football League. 23 pressures in 4 games. That is also first. So at the end of the day, Nick Bosa really is built different. As the Niners continue to dominate the Los Angeles Rams, making them the Lambs, as we were beating the Lamb last night during our watch party as well, just spam daddy in the comment section. Type daddy as much as you can in the comment section, because the San Francisco 49ers own the Rams, and they are the Rams' daddy. Coming up next on the show, are there still concerns about this offense, albeit the Niners winning this game on Monday Night Football? And Talanoa Hufanga, a straight-up dog. We're going to take a look at how he made that pick 6 happen and an all-22 breakdown on that, as well as Deebo Samuel. First, though, how about the offense here? So the 49ers offense, I think, the biggest problem with it. They're still lacking consistency, and they have to find a way to put 7 points on the board as compared to 3. Now, part of that comes down to execution. Part of that comes down to Kyle Shanahan being a little bit conservative when it comes down to going for it on some of these fourth downs. I want to see improvements in these particular areas for San Francisco to become a better offensive unit. Right now, their defense, best all-around D in the NFL, but offensively, they rank in the bottom 5, bottom 10 in a lot of important metrics. So for this offense to get better, I want to see George Kittle involved more in the pass game. I understand he was phenomenal as a blocker last night, and that has become his role in this offense, but he just unlocks a different element in this pass game and lets Jimmy Garoppolo be comfortable because Jimmy G loves throwing around the hashes. Find a way to continue to target Brandon Ayuk. And Jimmy Garoppolo has to do a better job, of actually looking his way. I mean, he crossed up Jalen Ramsey on that goal line play where Kittle's touchdown got reversed because he didn't get that foot down. Ayuk pulled off the Allen Iverson crossover on Jalen Ramsey, and he always finds his way open. This is a guy who has 1,000-yard potential. He just needs a better quarterback to get him the rock. As for that quarterback, Garoppolo missing a couple of deep shots again, has to capitalize on those opportunities because if you become less predictable as an offense and more explosive and you stretch the field vertically, what does it do? It helps out the crossers. It helps out those flat routes, those wheel routes, and it benefits the run game. So I'd like to see Garoppolo get a little bit better with that touch on some of those deep shots. And then Kyle Shanahan has to be more aggressive. I hated the call to make it an 8-point game at 17-9 when he elected to go for the field goal and not go for the touchdown on 4th and 1 from the 1. Go for the kill shot, put your foot on their throat, snatch their hearts out, and end the ball game right there. And I think his conservative nature is why some teams come back against Kyle Shanahan and he suffers some of those collapses late in games. So do you think that the Niners are back? Want to hear from you in the comments section. Or is it just one game? Overreaction? Not an overreaction. Let us know right now. Y for yes or N for no. Chime in and join the conversation. Also want to give everybody a round of applause for subscribing to the 49ers Report. We picked up around 500 new subscribers during our Monday Night Football watch party, in which totaled 90,000 viewers. And because of that, we surpassed 64,000 subs here on the channel. San Francisco, we do appreciate all of the support. If you want interactive, informative analysis, hit that red sub button for the best Niners coverage on YouTube. Okay, so let's start to break down some all-22 images here and see how the Deebo Samuel touchdown happened and also how that Talanoa Hufanga pick 6 happened. So I went back, took a look at the all-22, and we're going to bring some graphics here to the table as well. So this really was the game that changed things offensively for San Francisco. So you see San Francisco here. You have Deebo Samuel out wide right here, and this ends up going for a 57-yard score. So Garoppolo, obviously, with the back flank to his right, is going to take the snap, and he's going to fire a quick pass to Deebo Samuel, who does a really good job of snatching the ball away from the DB, as you can see with this next picture, on a contested catch. This could have been a pick 6 that went the other way. Instead, Deebo kind of came back toward the football, caught it, and what's crazy here is how Deebo Samuel was able to turn garbage into gold and create something out of nothing, which resulted in that 57-yard touchdown. Look at how many Rams defenders are in the picture here. I can count 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 Rams defenders in total within 10 yards of Deebo Samuel. You're thinking, okay, at this point, maybe he picks up 5 yards if he gets vertical up the field and just goes straight on a straight line. Instead, he cuts it all the way back, and take a look at what happens next. His speed and burst in the open field and his overall acceleration, rocking those fresh Jordan cleats, continues to be one of one, and it makes him one of the more dynamic playmakers in the National Football League. And at this point, as he goes across the field, there's really one man to beat in this situation. I think this is Bobby Wagner here, who has no chance of catching Deebo Samuel. The lone guy who can bring down Deebo, it's this guy right here. That's Jalen Ramsey, who is saying, oh no, oh no, oh no, 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 because he has no opportunity to bring Deebo down in the open field. And as you can see right here, Deebo frees himself from Jalen Ramsey, breaks that ankle tackle, and how about the block downfield by Brandon Ayuk here at that 5-yard line, which allows Deebo Samuel to dot the exclamation point and take this ball to the crib. That ability to create nothing out of something is what makes Deebo Samuel such a special playmaker, and that's what made him one of the most valuable players in the NFL last year. To show some love to Deebo, whoa! I want you to type his jersey number 19 in the comment section. Next film breakdown we want to get to here is the play that really salted the game away. So here, the Rams are down by 1 score, and Talanoa Hufanga, who ended up being one of the best draft picks of the Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch era, is roaming here as a safety. Now, his man in this assignment is Tyler Higbee right here. And he is going to motion. If you could go back to that last picture, actually, Trace, he's going to motion out here to the outside portion of the field, which is where Cooper Kupp is. And Talanoa Hufanga's responsibility here is to cover Tyler Higbee in a man-on-man situation. So Higbee settles just outside of the right hash, and it's one-on-one coverage between him as well as Talanoa Hufanga. Now, the number one option in this read is Cooper Kupp, who once again eclipsed the 100-yard mark last year. He's the number one option on this route because what the Rams want to do here is run a little rub so that Tyler Higbee can go up here and run that little rub route to kind of get in the way of this DB, and the hope is that Talanoa Hufanga is going to get confused by that rub action, and then Cooper Kupp here would be able to come around that block from Higbee and then turn it upfield here. But Talanoa Hufanga understands, and he's able to dissect what is happening on this play because he breaks toward the ball. He sees that the rock is going to go out to Cooper Kupp. He diagnosed this play prior to it actually happening, and this is what makes him so special. And from here, so much real estate left to go and one man to beat. It was Matthew Stafford, and it was a house call for Talanoa Hufanga as he threw up the Nick Bosa outstretched hands as that dance that he likes to do after he's able to take down the opposing quarterback for some sacks. So Talanoa Hufanga, his recognition of plays before they happen and his instincts on the football field are what makes him a very, very special player. And really at this point, he is playing at an all-pro caliber level. As I said a little bit earlier, the number one overall graded safety in the National Football League. What he's doing right now truly is special. Huff, huff, huff. He was huffing and puffing on his way to the crib. Type 29 in the comment section now if you love what you're seeing from Talanoa Hufanga. As always, appreciate all of you for tuning in. Greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe. All right, we'll give you some shout-outs here as we had a $10 super chat come in from Rick, Julian Rost, Roger, James, Renee Cruz, Mr. Block Ice, Ernesto, Jude H., Billy Lee, Mike, I'll type in that 29, Sergio G, Click, Paul Martin, Sela, Big Raul, Sixplicit, Wet Noodle. Do you want to see more of those film breakdowns, by the way? Give me a Y for yes or an N for no. Haven't really done them prior to the last couple of weeks, but something that I do enjoy doing. So Y for yes, N for no. Do you want more film breakdowns? Let us know. Rick Nears with a $10 super chat. The offense is lacking still. Yes, they are. Jimmy manages games but doesn't give us what we need. The defense is the heart of this team. Deebo bailed Jimmy out on that high throw that he took to the house. And yes, I agree. The offense certainly does have some question marks. The offense has been lackluster. As I said a little while ago, they're bottom 10 in a lot of really important offensive categories. Middle of the pack to in the lower portion of the NFL. And that's not good enough when you have an offensive creator as your head coach. Now, Kyle Shanahan has called a couple of really big plays for Jimmy Garoppolo where wide receivers are wide open and Garoppolo either misses the play or he doesn't make the read. That puts more points on the board, then we'd be having a different conversation. Everybody wants to talk about how Mike McDaniel is flourishing with Miami and he's taken the secret sauce from Kyle Shanahan. Well, they run the same exact offense. And if the Niners had a better quarterback, then these games wouldn't be as close, and they probably would be 4-0 to begin the 2022 campaign. Coming up next on the show, mailbag. Couple ways for you to get involved. Use the hashtag 49ers or Super Chat to get featured on the show. I know a lot of questions already came in, but we want some more questions and some more comments to come in as well because we do enjoy hearing from you. More shout-outs to those of you tuned in. Click George Peterson, Vegeta King, David Blanco, A lot of whys as well, saying that you want more film breakdowns. We can do more of that for sure to see how these plays develop and how they happen. Draco saying, Coach Chase, I got to get used to the finger pointing. That's the next mastery that I have to kind of lock down because it's kind of the opposite for me compared to the screen that I'm looking at. But we'll certainly get there. Do appreciate all the patience. $10 super chat from Callie, just to thank you. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Much love. Appreciate that. Just saying thank you. $10 super chat. Clap it up for Callie. Callie. So super chat's coming in so far. Don't really feel like drinking today because I did a lot of that last night. Super chat's coming in so far. Awesome. Callie, the most recent. What'd you say, Triz? Yeah, we can do that. So coming up next on the show, going to do a mailbag. Hashtag 49ers super chat to get those questions answered. BK from the Bay. Nah, brother, you're the GOAT. All right, let's start answering your questions here as we progress during our live show. Coming your way on the San Francisco 49ers report. You need me to restart? It looked like it got delayed there. Yeah, it got delayed. We want to make this a cut a little bit later. All right, here we go. Coming your way on the San Francisco 49ers report, a mailbag where I take all of your questions and comments during our Tuesday live show, in which we go live every single week on Tuesday, 5 o'clock Eastern, 2 o'clock Pacific. A reminder, though, going to be doing a watch party on Sunday against the Carolina Panthers as the 49ers head to the East Coast to take down a down Panthers team. They could end the Matt Rule regime with a dominant win, and I think the 49ers are going to dust the Panthers. Join us for our pregame show, which kicks off at 4:05 p.m. Eastern, 1:05 p.m. Pacific. Can't wait to see all of you. So let's start to take your questions here on the San Francisco 49ers report by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Jay Sr. Hope all of you have had a great week, gearing up to have a fantastic weekend as the NFL season pivots to Week 5. Want to start off with this one from Mamba Legend 24. We are back. I'm so happy that Jimmy did not run out of the end zone in this game. Jimmy really did redeem himself in this game, and he certainly played better. He made some really good throws. I thought what was glaring were some of the misses that he made, and I thought that the reads were pretty solid. I just thought that he missed some of those throws. I mean, there was that throw down field where he should have hit, Charlie Warner or Ross Dwelly. He missed Brandon Ayuk on a couple. He missed Debo. He missed Jawan Jennings on that big third down. You complete those types of plays and you complete those types of passes, and the complexion of the game changes, and the 49ers as an offense become a lot more dangerous because those are layups that elite quarterbacks are able to convert upon. But he did play a lot better in this game as compared to last Sunday against the Denver Broncos, where he was an unmitigated disaster. My homie, the real one, Draco. So how crazy you think it'll be with Jimmy and Huff? What's crazy about this Niners defense, they rank statistically number one in a couple of categories. They are the best number one all-around defense in the NFL. That's without Jimmy Ward playing alongside Talanoa Hufanga. And we have to talk about Deshaun Gibson. He signed late in the process during the preseason. He played like one preseason game. Him and Talanoa Hufanga have been two of the highest graded safeties in the NFL throughout the first month. So what I think might happen, they might want to continue to play Gibson, and then they might want to play Jimmy Ward down toward the line of scrimmage a little bit. I'm not sure what DeMeco Ryans is going to do, but reinforcements are on the way. And we didn't even mention Jason Verrett, who's now going to be a backup cornerback. Also, speaking of corners, Deommodore Lenoir. We see you, kid. Sticking with Cooper Kupp out of the slot, who broke records last year and was just downright unstoppable. Demo was really, really good against Cooper Kupp. He continues to emerge from that nickel spot. You have him and Samuel Womack. My gosh, this defense, they have so many dogs. Chualora is a real one. How can we stop the Carolina Panthers? Well, Baker Mayfield has been really bad. Really, really bad. From a completion percentage standpoint to him just missing throws. His strength coming out of Oklahoma when he won the Heisman Trophy and almost led Oklahoma to the college football national championship game, if it wasn't for Georgia coming back, was accuracy. Now, a couple of years ago in 2020, when he helped end that Browns playoff drought that went back to the early 90s when Bill Belichick was the coach, he was more accurate that year. He was not accurate last year in 2021. He has lacked that this year. So look for tip passes, look for tip balls, look for the 49ers to continue to disguise some of their blitzes. So they blitzed, I think, 14 times against the Los Angeles Rams, but a lot of those were also disguises where they stacked the box on numerous occasions, and Matthew Stafford was confused. He didn't know if the extra guys were going to come after him or if they were going to fake the blitz and drop back in coverage or run some of those stunts, which led to a couple of sacks. So I think DeMeco Ryans can put together a game plan to really confuse Baker Mayfield. And then also, I think that this offense can get going against a defense that has some good players, but it's just not a very well-coached football team. Speaking of this game, good job by producer Trizzy Trace to cue this one up. Talking about that Panthers game, who you got? SF for the Niners, CAR for the Carolina Panthers. San Francisco nearly touchdown favorites in this game. I do think they win finally in a blowout. BK from the Bay. So knowing that we need a good backup quarterback, who do you think would be a good choice? I think they're going to continue to move with Brock Purdy moving forward. I really do. I think them holding on to Brock Purdy on 53-man roster cutdown day was pretty telling. That tells me that they really like his ability as a backup. They didn't want to expose him to waivers. Otherwise, he probably would have gotten snatched up. I don't want to go after a guy like Cam Newton. I mean, they signed Kurt Benkert. Maybe they'd elevate him from the practice squad. I do have confidence that in this offense, you can draw up plays like they did on Monday Night Football where you can get it out of the hands of the quarterback very quickly. When you throw it downfield, that's when some struggles can come about. But something to note there is that Brock Purdy is aggressive in throwing the ball downfield. I think they just go with him to be the backup. If you're subscribed to us here on the Niners Report, during our Monday Night Football watch party, we did surpass 64,000 subscribers as the largest Niners News and Rumors channel on YouTube. If you're subbed, we appreciate you. Type real one because right now it's the real one. Roll call. The real ones know. Evan Hinder's next up. Niners should call Malcolm Butler. So GM Evan on the prowl once again. And we talked about this last week, Ev. Look, Jason Verrett is coming back. Jason Verrett is a reinforcement for this team in that secondary. And now we're looking at a secondary that's really not even featuring Samuel Womack because of the good play from Diamador Lenore out of the slot. He's really found a home there. And the Niners, as compared to last year, a lot deeper in the secondary as compared to years prior. I don't think they need a player like Malcolm Butler, who 1 is older, 2 is washed, and 3, you don't need him on this roster. So do appreciate that from Evan. John, did Bobby Turner returning help bolster our run game? You know, I'm not sure how much of an influence he's going to have in just a half of week. But I'll tell you this, him and Kyle Shanahan, some of the best developers of running backs that the NFL has seen from a coaching staff in a really long time. I mean, part of it's the system, part of it's the coaching and player development and the identification of the player. But Bobby Turner is legendary with his ability to really develop running backs. Hey, he comes in for a half week, and what do you know? Jeff Wilson pops that 32-yarder. Do you want a free San Francisco 49ers jersey? That's my next question for you. A lot of you watching and listening right now are probably like, what? A free Niners jersey? That's right, a free Niners jersey. We're bringing back the BetUS deal. We sent out hundreds of these jerseys last year to the Niner faithful. Make sure you follow all of these steps, and we'll get you hooked up so that you can be swagged up and swagged out with some fresh Niners gear. Those jerseys, by the way, coming from us, but we get them from Fanatics. This is what you have to do. Chatsports.com/49bet. Then you enter the promo code Niners125. Sign up and deposit $100 or more. Automatically upon doing that, entering that link in that promo code, you get an additional $125 back. So that's $225 to game with. Make your first bet and then email us that you followed all of these steps right here to my right, jersey@chatsports.com. Now, we're not going to send you an old school throwback because a lot of times they're not available. Current players only. We're talking George Kittle, Nick Bosa, Fred Warner, Deebo Samuel, those types of guys. So follow those steps. Sign up with BetUS. Deposit at least $100. Use that link in that promo code. Make your first bet. Then email us. And don't worry, we're going to get back to you. We're going to allow those responses to come in. Excited to bring the jersey deal back, and we're only doing it because the Niners came through with that big dub on Monday night. John, what does Trent Williams not on IR imply? It implies that maybe he can come back prior to that 4-week threshold. So if they put him on IR, that would have meant that he would miss at least 4 games at a minimum. He did say this past week, or I guess now last week, that he's going to be back in no time. Now, high ankle sprain, Usually it does last between 4, 6, 8 weeks, but he's a different cat and he's built different. So maybe he's able to come back a little bit sooner, which would be good because Colton McKivitz did get hurt in that game on Monday night. Callie with 10. Callie, appreciate it. Second super chat during our live show. Our defense going to win us the trophy. They can if the offense plays just a tad better. That's how high I am on this football team. Wet Noodle 187. What up, brother? Coming to us from enemy territory in the Pacific Northwest near Seattle. I know I'm just jumping the gun here, but I'm pretty sure Ryan is going to get a head coaching job next offseason. Do you see anyone on our staff as our next defensive coordinator? You're right, and you're not jumping the gun because I'm only going to say this because I believe it to be true. I think DeMeco Ryans is going to be a head coach. I almost guarantee that he's going to be a head coach. Look, he interviewed for the Vikings job last year. He didn't get it and went to Kevin O'Connell. They went offensive guy instead of defensive guy. Now, you are facing an uphill battle if you're a defensive coordinator trying to get a head coaching job in today's NFL, but this guy is really just unique with the way that he calls the game, and he was a great player at Alabama, a great player in the NFL. His resume continues to be more and more impressive by the day with what he did as a player combined with his coaching acumen and coaching intellect, so he's going to be that guy. As for the next DC, maybe it's Chris Kosaric, who no doubt is the best D-line coach in the NFL, but then you'd be taking him away from his position of strength, so we'll see. Mamba Legend 24, last question in this mailbag. I got San Francisco to beat the baby Panthers, forever faithful. I agree. Niners win this game. Let me know who you got in the comment section. And if you want to talk about this game, let's chop it up. Twitter, IG, @Chase_Senior. Appreciate all of you for reaching out to me. All the interaction on social media has been absolutely awesome. Look forward to hearing from all of you. And thanks for getting those questions in our mailbag. If you're subscribed to the channel, type real one because we do appreciate that as we give you videos every single day. Yes, we go hard on game day. The watch parties get a little bit crazy, but we put a lot of time and effort into our research and this product. All right. Goon Squad. Chase Senior, a real one. Thanks, Goon Squad. I got in a fight in high school with these guys who used to call themselves the Goon Squad. Kyle Coughlin, Chase Senior for president. Me in politics, I left local news because I was done with that life. Ray Sanchez, real one. Mr. Black Ice, real one. BK from the Bay, real one. Julian Rost, real one. Ernesto, Jonathan Lamont, Saltwater Silver. Sex bots, not real ones. Don't click that. Sex bots are not real ones. They're horny ones. Chewalore, DHA Dukes. Rick Neers with 20. Oh, my gosh. We about to mess around and get to $100 in Super Chats? We're at 54 right now. Why Big Jordan? What was your question again? We got to so many. Let me know. I'll answer it right now. Rick Neers with 20. $20. You didn't send in a $20 Super Chat. Why Big Jordan, did you? I'm not seeing it. Got a couple of 10s from Callie. The 20 from Rick. Why Big Jordan? Maybe he's just commenting on the 20 from Rick. Why Big Jordan? Let me know if you got a question, though. We do have another mailbag coming up. No, I was thanking Rick. Got you, bro. That's what I thought. All right, Rick, $20. Can't have someone out super chat me. LOL. I think Purdy is going to be a good quarterback. Might be better than Jimmy Garoppolo as far as getting the ball downfield. Needs more reps. He needs a lot of reps. The one thing about him at Iowa State, he was fearless. He was really good. He pushed the ball downfield. Now, that comes with interceptions, but sometimes I'd like to see a quarterback risk it. No risk it, no biscuit. Like Bruce Arians used to say, push the ball downfield, especially in today's NFL where the wide receiver or the tight end can at least try to draw contact. So at the very least, you get that PI call, and then you matriculate the ball downfield. So I certainly hear you there, Rick. And, Rick, I got to give you a shout-out, man, because you kind of paced the Super Chats during our Tuesday live show, and I think you Super Chatting so much has led to people on game day sending in big Super Chats. Like Olive Oil, we had Scott, a couple of others sending in $200 and $100 Super Chats during our watch party on Monday Night Football. I think a lot of that has been started partially by Rick. So shout out to Rick. He's a real one. He's the GOAT. All right, another mailbag coming your way. $46 away from $100 in Super Chats. I really don't want to drink a beer, but if we get to $100 in Super Chats, I'll shotgun a beer for y'all. I will. I just have to do it. I do have to run after work, but one beer won't kill me. David Corona, I won $200 on the game. F the Rams. David, I was drinking Coronas for you last night during the watch party. So if you missed that, you can go back and check it out. We're like, a Corona for David Corona. You're the man. Baby Cakes 420, blaze up. Hey, do what you got to do. Trey said yes, sir. Let's see. Betty, also a real one. David Corona, right on. Right on, my bro. I think I missed you last night on call-in, right? Light it up, Chase. BK from the Bay. Hey, I ever get out to the Bay Area, I'm hitting y'all up. Fat Bleezy's on deck. True Classic Tees is our presenting sponsor for our upcoming mailbag. Get those questions in. Hashtag 49ers or Super Chat to get featured on the show. Hanif Razak, hell yeah, I'm a real one. I know you are. Why Big Jordan with the fire emojis. David Corona, yeah, I'm sorry. I was working. I do umpire for little kids. That's awesome, DC. Good for you, man. Got to help out the youth. Firmly believe in that. Got a good heart. Good karma comes your way. Baby Cakes 420, 100 Chase. We're 46 away. I'm not going to rule it out because I never rule y'all out. You know what I'm also not ruling out? We're going to have great questions coming up on this mailbag. 49ers, hit more on late round drafting versus the early from 71. Yeah. All right, if you're pumped up for this mailbag, type 49. And if you want to get us to $100 in Super Chats, we're 46 away. I'll shotgun a beer, I guess. That's what we do. We celebrate. All right, mailbag coming your way. Let's start taking those questions and those comments. Welcome into the 49ers Report by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Chase Sr. No matter where you are or how you're tuned in, greatly appreciate all of you for making the 49ers Report a part of your day. Mailbag on tap, and also some eye-popping defensive numbers that we have to take a look at. It's all presented by True Classic Tees. 25% off your order if you head to trueclassictees.com/chat. Enter the promo code chat for that deal to apply. So coming up on today's show, these 49ers defensive stats will absolutely blow your mind, and then we're going to take some questions from some of our loyal subscribers. So this 49ers defense really has been absurd to epic proportions so far throughout the first month of the season with what they've done from a coverage standpoint, a blitz component, but also getting after the quarterback without sending home a blitz. So the 49ers defense so far really has been special in a couple of different categories where they've been able to generate a pass rush, limit points on the scoreboard, but also not really relinquish much through the pass game or the run game. Last 3 games, they've given up 1 touchdown. 1 total touchdown in today's NFL is almost unheard of. The defense also giving up an astounding 11.5 points per game. How about rushing yards per game? 73.2. We want to talk about how all of these rule changes are catering the offense, especially through the air. Not San Francisco with this pass rush, with this linebacking core. Dre Greenlaw was balling out against the Rams. All-Pro Fred is All-Pro Fred, and the secondary holding up on the back end. How about the emergence of Diamador Lenore? 161.2 pass yards per game. That's why I think the Niners can thump the Carolina Panthers on Sunday. And then total yards per game, just 234.5. How about the pressures generated against the Los Angeles Rams? A lot of them all led by the best defensive end in the NFL in Nick Bosa. He had 14 of them. Charles Omenihu had 5. Samson Ebukam had 4. Dre Greenlaw was all over the place. I think he had like 17 tackles against Los Angeles. 3 pressures generated against Matthew Stafford. So too did Hassan Ridgeway. Fred Warner, Kevin Givens notching 2. And then Drake Jackson, Demo, and Emmanuel Mosley all with 1. I also really like how DeMeco Ryans mixed up some of the looks. He faked the blitz. He brought the pressure. He was bringing in guys from that safety spot and that slot corner. He was running a lot of those twists up front as well. And the Rams had no idea what was coming throughout that game. And really, no offenses throughout the first 4 games have had an idea of what's coming from DeMeco Ryans. And let me tell y'all this while we're here and on topic. Enjoy DeMeco Ryans while he's here, because he's not going to be here in 2023. If DeMeco Ryans does come back in 2023, we might have to party for hours on the Niners Report, because this guy is the best defensive coordinator in the NFL and also has the proper leadership skills and tap of the locker room to at some point be a coach and be a very, very good head coach. So enjoy him while he's here, because we saw Robert Saleh and what he did. He got that head coaching job. Now we see what DeMeco Ryans is doing. He ain't going to be here long, folks. cherish him while he's here in the Bay Area. What's also crazy about this Niners defense that makes you stand back and say, oh my goodness, are you for real? Or like Nick Bosa does, really? Reinforcements are on the way. Jimmy Ward and Jason Verrett expected to practice this week for San Francisco. So an already stacked, loaded defense with premier talent is getting reinforcements and starting caliber players on this defense that we haven't seen throughout the first 4 weeks because Ward and Verrett were on IR. San Francisco. You got yourself a hell of a defense with this organization, and the faithful has to be pumped up. If you think the Niners are the #1 defense in the National Football League, show me by hitting that thumbs up icon and liking the video. Coming up next on the show, going to take some of your questions. I see the Super Chats coming in as well. Rick continues to be a legend. First, though, True Classic Tees, our presenting sponsor. And with True Classic Tees, I like them because of the versatility that they have to offer for your wardrobe. You can really switch it up with True Classic Tees, whether you're wearing a golf polo like this with some really awesome material or also rocking a shirt if you need to. Promo code CHAT, if you use that link right below me, trueclassictees.com/chat for that deal to apply. And these shirts are really tight in the arms, tight in the chest, but a little bit loose around the stomach. So these shirts can really highlight your best attributes. They're designed for men of all shapes and sizes, and we have you hooked up, whether it's one of these t-shirt packs, these golf polos. Shoot, they sell pants and they sell shorts as well. And the athletic material, phenomenal. I run in those almost every single day. So promo code CHAT, trueclassictees.com/chat. We'll put that link in the comment section and the description of this video. All right, some Super Chats to get to. Rick, what a guy. $50. Don't need to drink a beer, but I had to just get us to $100. Okay. All right, my guy. I do appreciate that. Rick, hey, you're the man. See, we party hard, we go hard, but also the coverage doesn't stop. And it's all thanks in part to viewers like all of you and Rick who continue to support everything that we're doing. Anthony with the $2 Super Chat. I hope that Jimmy Garoppolo is consistent all the way to the Super Bowl. If he is, this team can win the Super Bowl. If Garoppolo has a career year and plays better than he did last year, in which he was actually one of the more accurate and better quarterbacks the back half of the year with this defense, barring any crazy injuries, knock on wood, had to look for some wood, then this defense and this team as a whole can be really special if Jimmy Garoppolo plays really, really well. Sela, $10 Super Chat, tees up for Huff and our defense, tuned in from Canada. Sela. Hopefully I pronounced that right. If it's Sila, tees up for sure. Talanoa Hufanga, all-pro caliber player up to this point. Hanif Razak, what up, Hanif? 49ers record predictions for the rest of the season, also stats for Jimmy Garoppolo. So I'm going to continue to stay right at that 11-win mark. So the Niners would have to go 11-6. They've already lost 2 games. So 4 losses from here on out. Look, there's no reason for them to not reach that mark. Some difficult games coming up against the Kansas City Chiefs after the Niners take on the Panthers as well as the Atlanta Falcons. They do have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They have the Los Angeles Chargers. Some of those games going to be difficult, no doubt. But I do expect the Niners to be around that 11-10 win threshold. Jimmy Garoppolo's stats, he completed like 66% of his passes last year. Let's hope that he stays around that mark. He's never been a big touchdown guy, so I don't know, 22 touchdowns to 10 picks. That'd be pretty good for Jimmy Garoppolo with this run game and complementary defense. Ellis 10 is back. $2 Super Chat. Appreciate it, Ellis. If Jimmy Garoppolo gets San Francisco to the Super Bowl, should they re-sign him? It's going to be a huge question mark for this team going into this offseason. If Garoppolo ends up playing really well, the Niners go on another deep run, it'll be just one of the more wild storylines in the NFL because of the playing question marks with Trey Lance, but the injury question marks with Trey Lance. Maybe they bring him back. Nothing would really surprise me at this point. The Niners, they've shown a lot of trust in Jimmy Garoppolo. Rick, another 10. Too bad the reinforcements weren't coming by way of quarterback. Yeah, so this team is deep. They are loaded. They have elite players basically at every single position on this team. Like even Charvarius Mooney-Ward is playing awesome. Emmanuel Mosley's balling out. This linebacking core, the safeties playing great. Offensive line has exceeded expectations. Defensive line, we already know about them. They're the most thin at quarterback, and that happens to be the most important position. Sela, Do you think we'll ever get another Frank Gore at running back type of player? They've been looking for it. They used the third-round pick on Trey Sermon in 2021. He's not even with the team anymore. He actually ran pretty well with the Eagles on a couple of carries during Week 4. Ty Davis-Price was another big back. He got injured. Elijah Mitchell hurt his knee. He's probably 6 weeks away from maybe returning off that sprained MCL. The problem, Niners run a physical brand of football. I like it because I think it helps you win games when the weather gets tough, when the games get a little bit slower in the playoffs. You do pay a penalty for playing that style with guys going down, but hopefully at some point they get that bell cow back to lean on week in, week out. Wet Noodle 187. What is your season-ending standings for the NFC West? Right now, the Rams and Niners are tied to win this division. I believe the odds are plus 125. I think the Niners win the division because I think they're the best team with the fewest amount of holes. So they go, let's say, 11-6. The Rams probably win 9 or 10 games just because they're going to have the better quarterback on a lot of occasions. I think that the Seahawks are still going to be bad, even though Geno Smith wildly has outplayed Russell Wilson so far this year. They're like a 5-6 win team, in my opinion. Arizona Cardinals, I have them chalked in for like 7-8 wins. I don't think that team is very good, and I think Cliff Kingsbury is going to be looking for a job after this year. Evan Hinders, should the Niners play Marlon Mack? I was surprised that we didn't really see any of the other running backs last night outside of Jeff Wilson and Deebo Samuel, who is the wide back. Like, we didn't see Jordan Mason. We didn't see Tevin Coleman. Marlon Mack, I don't even think he was active on Monday Night Football. I like him as a back, but obviously Shanahan really likes Jeff Wilson. And how about that 32-yard touchdown in which he looked really, really good? That was an impressive play for him as the Red Sea opened up for him to take it to the cribbo. Real one. Roll call. If you made it this far, you're subscribed to the channel. You continue to support everything that we do. You get those questions in. You're all about that viewer participation. Then that allows you to get filed as a real one. Get your real one shirts under the merchandise tab on the YouTube channel if you are a real one. But either way, you're all the best. 49ers Report coming at you every single day. Wouldn't be possible without the real ones. All right, we'll give you some more shout-outs here before we hop on out of here. A reminder, we have been going live on Call-In after our watch parties for our post-game shows. So we really had a great call-in show last night. If you tuned in, type me. If you called in, type me. It was great. We want to continue to grow the 49ers Report brand on multiple platforms, YouTube, Rumble, also Call-In. I love Call-In because it's great to be able to read your questions like we just did during our mailbag. It's another, though, to be able to take your calls, which is what Call-In is. It's like a sports talk radio show having a baby with Twitter Spaces, but even more interactive and even better. So the QR codes are on your screen here. You can scan that to download the Call-In app. We'll be going live after that Panthers game on Sunday during our watch party. We'll stay live on YouTube, but we'll take your calls on Call-In. So getting your questions in is one thing. Being able to actually call into the show is another. QR codes on your screen here to download the app on the App Store as well as the Google Play Store. So more shout-outs to the people. Big Raul, real one. Baby Cakes 420 saying, go Niners. Michael Reed, I watch you every chance I get. Do appreciate that. Those download links for Call-In also in the chat. Good job by Abby. Johnny Flores typing real one. Do I have to shotgun a beer for us getting past 100? Now, Rick got us past 100, and he said I didn't have to drink. So do I have to? It's Rick's decision, right? Give me a Y for yes, N for no. Should I take a break from alcohol, or do I have to drink a beer from Rick? He said I don't have to. So that technically means I don't, right? He said, you don't have to drink. I just got you past 100. Rick said no. Carapula's back saying yes. King Mufasa saying drink. Isaac Ortiz, real one. Rocket Shorts Mango, no. Carapul, LOL. Angus
doing, Kara?
Baby, yes. Trey says hello, Kara. All right, I'll make that the poll. Does Chase have to drink a beer? Yes, no. The poll question, it is on. Get those votes in. I think a lot of you are going to say yes. Big Raul said, take a break to get yourself ready for Sunday. Robert Davis, drink, you alcoholic. I am not an alcoholic. Some people might see me on the show and say, you are, but I'm not. We control ourselves. Chase, have you ran already from Ellis? No, I have to run after work. I was too tired this morning because I didn't go to bed until like 1:30 last night because we were here for a while. Because I'm a real one. Take a shot instead from Medulla Oblongata. What's that movie from? What movie is that?
It's from
Medulla
the Water Boy.
Oblongata. Yes,
Medulla Oblongata.
Yeah. Smoke up Chase from Baby Cakes. Hey, unfortunately, I can't do that here in Dallas, Texas on camera. Carapool, heck the liver, take that drink. All right, we're at 58%. Pretty close vote. That's why I suggested not to. Got to stay in shape. Go run. I will run. All right, one more minute. One more minute to get those votes in. It is added carbs. Punch the closet Panthers fan instead. I don't know if we have a Panthers fan. Do you have any good Super Chat ideas that comes down to a Panther for Sunday's watch party? So Monday Night Football, we were beating the Lamb. The week before that, we were wearing the Bronco head. The week before that, we were eating the rotisserie chicken to take down the sea chicken. Any suggestions?
I feel like maybe because they're playing the Panthers, maybe you get like a cat mask and we beat the cat mask again. I think that would be funny. Or we could just start like meowing at people. Like I think that would be hilarious.
We could do that.
Too.
Meow, meow. Because
Meow.
It's like a kitty cat, not an actual panther.
Yeah, because Panthers are a bunch of frauds.
All right, we could do something like that.
Or hear me out. You could eat a bunch of cookies because Baker sucks.
That's pretty good too. All right.
Baker's a fraud, so eat a Baker dozen.
Trace, very creative thinker. Kara is asking what happened with the rotisserie
Valen's
chicken.
on the same page as me. Bake a cake and as we take down Baker.
Yeah.
I think that would be fun.
That's pretty good. Kara said, what was the rotisserie chicken? So the Rams are called the Lambs by the faithful, and the Seahawks are called the Sea Chickens. So every time there was a big play or a big super chat, we ate the rotisserie chicken, which was the sea chicken. So that's the rotisserie chicken bit. Let's chase the cat. All right, if we get one more super chat, then I don't have to drink. One more super chat, and I don't have to shotgun a beer. I'll give you a minute. That's what Rick said. He said one more super, not to drink.
Blanco gets it.
One more super chat, and I don't have to drink. Everybody's probably like, oh, shit, I'm going to put my wallet away, cuz. King Mufasa, we eating the cat next. The Carolina Pussycats from Robert. We could pin the cattail on somebody. All right, 22 seconds in. Kara said, oh, my. Yeah, it's getting weird. Callie! Okay. We don't have to drink. Callie, you're a legend. See, Rick technically made the rules. I just wanted to see where the people were at. Everybody wants me to either drink or not drink. Callie said, you know what? Screw it. Here's $10, and you don't have to. Appreciate that. Really, really do. Thank you for everybody to tuning in. Thanks to Ray for that super thanks last night during our post-game show. Rick said, good job, Callie. I'm going to run 4 miles for Callie now. 4 miles for Callie since you helped me out. I'm going to do that after work tonight. Clap it up, faithful. We got a fun football team to talk about. Niners are 2-2 on the year. A lot of excitement awaiting this team with 2 winnable games coming up on the schedule against Carolina and against the Atlanta Falcons. 4-2 would be looking pretty damn good. And you know what you can count on? Me to give you videos every single day on the 49ers Report. Until next time, we appreciate the support. Take it easy. Peace.